guys, today we're going to be talking about home gym essentials. So I'll be going over my top 5 home gym essentials that I think everyone should have if you're looking to, put together a home gym setup. So in the past, I would train with only dumbbells. That's all I could, fit in my small space back where I moved from. So now that I have a little bit more space, I've decided to put together my own home gym setup. I don't have a lot of equipment. I have the basics. I have the major, the most important things that you can have in a home gym. You can always add your own personal touch, by getting certain things that are more preferential to you in your own home gym setup. Like for example, I like to watch TV while I train, listen to music, stuff like that. So I have speakers and a TV. But if you don't do any of that stuff, doesn't really matter. Let's get right into it. We're going to start with number 5 and then get all the way up to number 1. So in order of priority, in order of importance. So number 5 is, the least important thing that I'll say you need for a home gym setup. And number 1 is the most important. But all 5 are an essential, at least in my honest opinion. All right, at number 5, we have lighting. It's not the most important, but it's extremely important in that you don't want to hurt yourself while you're training. You want to be able to see a form while you're training. That's why when you go to commercial gyms, they tend to have a lot of bright lights. I don't know if you guys can notice right now, I've only got one light on in my little basement setup right now. It's quite moody. It's got that dark, vibe, that dark theme. But let me tell you something right now, when you're training, you could have a dumbbell in the way, a barbell, a random piece of equipment just sitting down in the way, and you could just stub your toe, hurt yourself, trip over it if you can't see that. That's one thing. Another thing, whenever I come down here and it's like this moody, which it used to be, it was never as bright because I had to improve the lighting setup in my home gym setup, but before that, it wasn't as bright. So I wouldn't always feel as energized. When you have that moody setup and you're training around 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and you're not really feeling it, and the light is also not helping, it's not a good look. All right, next up at number 4, we got mirrors. So most of you guys might think mirrors, that's like a luxury. You don't really need that. But let me tell you guys right now, it's not just for checking yourselves out. You need a mirror to check out your form. And form is the number 1 thing you have to focus on when you're doing your exercises. If your form is incorrect, you could 1, hurt yourself, 2, you don't get the most gains that you could be getting. And that's not how you want to train. You want to train to get the maximum possible amount of gains that you can get out of every session. So form is extremely important. Form is more important than how much you're pushing. Basically, a mirror is that important because if you have a home gym set up at home and you don't have a mirror, then you really can't see your form. So for me personally, I would not consider a home gym setup complete without a mirror. This is extremely important. And make sure you go for large mirrors as opposed to a bunch of tiny little mirrors, or it's just going to be broken in between, which is not going to be, optimal. So if you have large mirrors, I got these ones right here from IKEA. They're called Hoves. You can check them out down in the description. I'll have a link directly to IKEA for you guys to check them out, as well as other links, for you guys to pick them up or pick large mirrors up off places like Amazon, for example. As long as it's large and it's got thin bezels along the side, I think you'll be fine. For number 3, we've got flooring. For this one, it's also just as important as the last 2, maybe even more important in that you don't want to damage your floor, especially if you work out in a space that has hardwood flooring or concrete flooring. So you don't want to be dropping your heavyweight dumbbells or even your lightweight dumbbells on that flooring, or even, barbell set, whatever kind of weight load you're going to be lifting. You don't want to be dropping it on hardwood flooring. There's different options for flooring. You can go ahead and pick up something like these ones, which I've got right here to my right. I've got interlocking tiles that are made out of tires. So they really reduce the impact that weights make with the direct floor. These CrossFit mats are about 2 or 3 times the thickness of the interlocking tiles I was just talking about. So if you're into, lifting heavy weights and dropping them from a high distance, or just, heavy weights at all, like T-bar rolls and stuff like that, where you get to load up the weight a lot, deadlifts even, sumos, all of that, then you want something that's thicker to prevent, damaging the flooring wherever you're training at. But if you already have, say, carpet flooring, then honestly, if you lift with lightweight dumbbells, you might just be fine. You might not need to worry too much about getting a different kind of mat. So this right here is a 10 by 6 foot gym mat. If you want something else, something that you don't have to build out, like the interlocking tiles, because you have to build those out and they cost a lot more in general, overall. But this right here won't cost you as much and will get the job done. So I will leave a link in the description for you guys to check this out if you're looking to, pick up one of these. Because like I said, flooring is extremely important. This is a great option to consider definitely the cheapest option that I've seen in comparison to everything else that I've showed you guys right now. My preference based on what I've tested so far would be the interlocking tiles. All right, at number 2, we have the bench. So this one is a non-starter right here, man. I know I make workouts and you know how to train without a bench and whatnot. If you can't afford a bench, there's exercises that you can do, but you will never, ever get the best range of motion without a bench. There's different kind of exercises that you can do using the bench. You can do some of these exercises, you know, on the floor as well, but honestly, it's not as effective. Some exercises don't require you to, you know, work with a bench. Like for example, most bicep exercises, most back workouts, all of that stuff don't really require a bench. But when you start trying to hit your shoulders, hit your chest, you know, then you're going to need a bench. You're going to certainly need a bench, at least from my opinion, to get the most out of your training, especially if you're training to build muscle mass. If you're training to build size strength, you need to do chest presses. Even if you have only a set of dumbbells, then you can still do chest presses, bench presses, and build size from home using just that. But if you don't have a bench, then you're restricted, you know, with the amount of exercises that you can do, the kinds of exercises, the range of motion. Say, for example, the chest press. The chest press on a bench, you're able to bring your elbows as low as possible and get that good stretch for your chest. But if you do it on the floor, then, well, there's the floor right there in the way. You can't really go past that. So there's different options for it. There's commercial grade benches. There's cheaper benches. You can go on Amazon. There's tons of different options right there. Budget options, super cheap, but you get what you pay for. So keep that in mind when you're picking up a bench. I've got this one right here. It's a foldable bench. It completely folds up flat and all the way down for decline workouts and all the way up for incline workouts. So it covers all the things that I need to do. So all I've got is this one bench. Maybe I'll look into picking up another one just because I train with somebody else every now and then. But if you just train by yourself, honestly, all you need is just the one bench. But just make sure it crosses all the T's and dots all the I's that you need for all the different kind of training that you do. There's different varieties, like I said. Maybe I'll do a video on, you know, some of the best options for benches that you guys can pick up. If you don't have a bench, you can't really maximize your workouts. Let's talk about the last but not the least, the most important thing that you need in a home gym setup. Okay, so this last one right here is the most important part of any home gym. You cannot start a home gym or even have a training space without any of these, or at least one of these. So I'm talking about weights to train with. We've got dumbbells and we've got a barbell and a power, you know, power rack or power cage, whatever you want to call it. So there's different options for what you want to train with, but you need weights to train. A home gym is not a home gym without weights. A gym is not a gym without weights. You know what I'm saying? So number 1 home gym essential is the kind of weights that you're going to be training with. So you got to determine what kind of weights you enjoy training with, or you can just get multiple different options and train with them. You can choose between kettlebells, dumbbells, a barbell set, a barbell, and a power cage, a set, you know, for doing compounds, heavyweight routines. If you're, say, a power lifter, or say someone that trains cross lifting, or someone that trains, you know, to build strength and size, you know, a strong man or a strong woman. So basically, you need to determine what you want to train with. If you choose to go the routes of dumbbells only, just keep in mind that you have 2 options, basically. You have the adjustable dumbbells and you have the traditional dumbbell sets, you know, having each and every single dumbbell ranging from, say, 10 pounds to 80 pounds or whatever it's going to be. I've got a set that ranges from about 8 pounds to about 80 pounds. So there's a couple in between there that's missing, but you won't have that problem with adjustable dumbbells. So keep that in mind as well. And adjustable dumbbells will cost you way less money when you look at it overall. If you go for the traditional style, you're going to have to pick them up, but think about it, it's also upgradable because you can decide to upgrade and add to it at any point. Most adjustable dumbbells are not upgradable. They're locked to whatever weight load you buy. Say you buy a 40-pound adjustable dumbbell, then you're only, you know, locked to that weight. Some adjustable dumbbells, like the power blocks, do have that upgradable capability, but honestly, it gets bulky. If you're going the route of dumbbells, then you have to decide if you're going to spend a lot of money buying a full set of dumbbells, say 10 to 80 pounds, or going for adjustable dumbbells that are either upgradable or non-upgradable. Those are going to be cheaper. Either way, if you decide to go the route of dumbbells, I'd like you guys to know right now that you can build muscle, burn fat, train for every single one of your goals strictly with dumbbells, only dumbbells. But make sure you keep upgrading, because the key to keep growing or to keep losing fat or whatever it's going to be that you're going to do is progressive overload. Barbells are always upgradable, and you can always buy them separately without the power rack or the power cage. So you can buy an Olympic bar, and you can also buy the plates. The one advantage that they have over dumbbells, at least in my opinion, is that you can upgrade them and you can keep upgrading them. So it's cheaper to do that than the dumbbells. Even if you upgraded the dumbbells, you have to buy a pair of dumbbells every time you want to add to it, which is quite, expensive to buy a couple of dumbbells as opposed to buying, just a bunch of extra 45-pound weights, 35-pound weight plates and all of that stuff, because that's what you're going to need to keep on, increasing your weight load and building your strength with a barbell. So I'll advise, if you're training for strength and size and any of that kind of goal right there, to look into, investing in a barbell set, an Olympic barbell, not just one of those, fixed barbells that you just kind of use for barbell curls and whatnot. Those are okay too, but they're just like dumbbells. I like to consider them as a longer version of a dumbbell, just like with a wider bar. So honestly, to me personally, the barbell, when I mention the barbell, I mean the Olympic barbell for training for size. If you're going to be training for strength a lot using your barbell set, then you're going to need a power cage, a power rack, a rack of some kind, or something like this concoction behind me. This is a crazy machine, by the way. You can check out the 1-month review video that I did on this equipment. The link would be at the top of the screen right now. It's a beastly equipment. It's got a Smith machine, it's got cable machine, it's got a rack, it's got everything you need all in one. It's the ultimate all-in-one gym machine, but we're not really talking about that. Point is, you need a bar and you need something to work with if you're going to be doing heavyweight routines that involve chest presses, shoulder presses, rack pulls, any of that heavyweight stuff. You can't really do it just using the barbell itself and the floor. You can't really do that, and you can't really push heavyweight bench presses without a power cage or a power rack. You're going to need a bench as well as this. So consider that when you're choosing your options. The dumbbell option doesn't require you to have this, but it also limits you in the amount of weight you can push. But this allows you to reach as far as, the sun, or even beyond the sun. You can go as far as you need to go and, build strength and size with this. But with the barbell, you need to have the bench and you need to have a power rack or a power cage. If you're interested in starting your own home gym setup, or if you already have a home gym setup and you're looking to add to it, or any of these things that you would like to add to it, you can check down in the description below. I'll have links to everything I've talked about, different options. If you have any questions about any of these things or anything that I, train with in my home gym, then just let me know down in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer all your questions. But if you made it to this point of the video, I want you guys to comment down below, hashtag home gym essentials. So that's how I'll know that you did make it to this point of the video. And I really appreciate you guys. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel as well. And go ahead and, hit that gold bell icon right next to it for me to turn on notifications to be one of the first to be notified whenever I post brand new videos. I will see you guys in my next one. You already know who it is, man. It's your boy Midas, and I'm out of here.